morning. I'm saying hello to everyone. I'm going to do a shout out today. Uh, for some reason, I came in the room today and I had Mason. He's on one of the series channel, the XM channels, and he does the channel for Smoky um, Motown, and he does the morning thing. If you ever get a chance, you're in the car after you've watched us here on YouTube, I invite you to go. He has the most wonderful stories and everything. Today is the day that we get an opportunity to look up and to see the power of the great I am. I'm going to invite you all to join us. We've already started and are opening the day with intention with this special morning meditation offering. So I'm going to invite you wherever you're at in the world. You can be in Africa, you can be in Europe, you can be in the Middle East, or you can be over in our Asian Pacific area, wherever you're at on the planet. I'm inviting you to breathe with us this morning, to anchor this space with love. And the way we like to do it is we slip into the silence. So I'm going to invite you to sit with me for a few moments in the silence, and then we'll have a sacred reading. Just breathe with me this morning. If you're in a space and feel comfortable, close your eyes and just be still. And if you're in a space where maybe perhaps it's not comfortable to close your eyes, I invite you to just pause and just lift your heart and your thoughts, your eyes, casting them upward. Our reading this morning comes from 365 Days of Richer Living by Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. Today's reading is entitled, There is no death, and I will never die, for I am spirit. Our reading comes from Psalms chapter 36, verse 7. How excellent is thy loving kindness, O God, therefore the children of men put their trust under the shadow of thy wings. One of the greatest, if not the greatest, delusions that pursue the human mind is the idea of death. Yet this idea is contrary to all nature and all reason and logic. It is inconceivable that just God would create a temporary man to flourish and then to wither. If God is eternal, a creative presence and mind, then his creation must be equally eternal. We should constantly deny the possibility of extinction or of a supernatural future heaven and hell. God is the life of man, and God's idea of life can only include progression, unfoldment, and evolution. If the person is evolving, then we must be evolving also. The universe is evolving, then we must be evolving also. We are consciousness living in mind, and our bodies are secondary. At the right time, we release our bodies and move on into larger realms of mental experience. All mourning is self-pity, and all belief is in death is contrary to God and God's idea of man. My mind is an eternal function of the one mind God. I never started, and it will never stop. I am a spiritual being born of spirit, living as the spirit, and moving on to larger activities of the spirit. There is no belief in death in my consciousness. I know that I shall always be an individualized expression of God, forever expanding in wisdom and love. I give thanks for my present world and its vital activities, but I know that I shall always have a similar world with equally similar activities. I have no fear of change. I trust in God and the good to move me forward at the right time in the right way. I greet the future with confidence, and I work this day with joy and freedom. I'm inviting you to breathe those words in right now. I'm inviting you to sit in this consciousness of perfect love, perfect peace, perfect harmony. Just breathe right now, knowing only one power, one light, the peace that passeth all understanding. Our reading this morning comes from 365 Days of Richer Living by Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. Today's reading is entitled, There is no death, and I will never die, for I am Spirit. We start first with the reading from Psalms chapter 36, verse 7. How excellent is thy loving kindness, O God! Therefore, the children of men put their trust under the shadows of thy wing. One of the greatest, if not the greatest delusions that pursue the human mind is the idea of death. Yet, this idea is contrary to all nature and to all reason and logic. It is inconceivable that that a just God would create a temporary man to flourish and then to wither. If God is eternal, creative, presence, and mind, then his creation must be equally eternal. We should constantly deny the possibility of extinction or of a supernatural future heaven and hell. God is the life of man, and its idea of life can only include progression, unfoldment, and evolution. If the universe is evolving, then we must be evolving also. We are consciousness living in mind, and our bodies are secondary. At the right time, we release our bodies and move on into larger realms of mental experience. All nourishing is, all mourning is self-pity, and all belief in death is contrary to God and God's idea of man. So we're at a point now where we get to intentionally utilize the power of our spoken word. And our use of the power of our spoken word includes, for those that are here in this sacred space, is to unmute yourselves and to repeat after me. And we're anchoring a truth. If you're there in a space where you can speak your word, please join us on our social platform. If not, just be intentional with us. And we began. My mind is an eternal function of the one mind.
My
My
mind
mind
is
is
an
an
eternal
eternal
function
function
of the
of
one
of
the
the
mind.
one mind.
mind.
God,
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 I never started,
I never
I never
started,
never
started,
started,
and it will never stop.
and it will
and
never
it
and it
will
stop.
will never
stop.
stop.
I am a spiritual being,
I am
I'm
a
a
I am a
spiritual
spiritual
being,
being,
spiritual being,
born of spirit,
born of
born of
born
spirit,
of
spirit,
spirit,
living as the spirit,
living as
living as the
spirit,
living as the
spirit,
spirit,
and moving on to larger activities.
and
and
moving
moving
on
moving on
to
to
larger
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 activity
activity
activities.
As spirit,
as
as
spirit.
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 there is no belief in death in my consciousness.
There's
There's
no
no
belief
There's
in
no
belief
death in
belief
my
in
in
conscience.
death
death
in my consciousness.
I know that I shall always be an individualized,
I
I
I
know
know
know that
I
I
I
shall
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 always
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 be
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 an
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 individualized
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 expression of God,
expression of
expression of
God,
expression
God,
of God,
forever expanding in wisdom
forever
ever
forever
expanding
expanding
in
in
expanding in
wisdom
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 and love.
and
and
love.
and
love.
love.
I give thanks for my present world
I give
I
thanks
Give
give
for my
thanks
thanks
for my
for my
present
present
world
present
world
world
and its vital activities.
and
and
its
its
vital
and
vital
vital
activity.
activities.
activities.
But I know that I shall always
And I
But
But
I
know
I know
know
that I
that
shall
I shall
always
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 have a similar world
have a
have a
have
similar
a
similar
world
similar
world
with equally similar activities.
with
with
equally
with
equally
similar
similar
equally
activity.
activity.
similar activities.
I have no fear of change.
I
I
have
I have
no
have
no
no
fear of
fear.
change.
fear of change.
I trust in God,
I trust
Trust
I
in
in
God,
God,
trust in God.
the good,
the good,
the
The
good,
good
to move me forward
to move
to
to
me
move
forward
move
me
me forward
forward,
at the right time and the right way.
at the
at the
right
the
right
time
time
right
in the
and the
right
right
time
way.
and
way.
the right way.
I greet the future with confidence,
I
I
greet the
greet the
I
future with
greet
future
the
with
future
confidence,
with
confidence,
confidence,
and I work this day with joy and freedom.
and I
and
work
I
and
this
I
work
day
work
this
with
day
this
with
joy
day
and
with
joy
freedom.
and freedom.
joy and freedom.
I invite you to breathe those words in right now. And as you're breathing those words in right now, I invite you to anchor in the space of unconditional love, simply remembering that there, deep within the recesses of our experience, is a part of us that has never ever been hurt, harmed, or disturbed. And perhaps it is for this moment we have been called to anchor in this sacred awareness, knowing that we are part of the unlimited life. And in this sacred awareness and the sacred understanding, in this remembrance, we step more into the presence of the infinite good that we have been called to be, the infinite good that exists within us and around us. And we anchor and breathe into this space, allowing ourselves to be a tipping point of remembrance everywhere in everything we come into contact with. We remember that there is only one life, that life is God's life, that life is perfect, and that life is our life now. We acknowledge it within the stores. We acknowledge it within the people that serve us. We acknowledge this within our experience, within our relationships. We acknowledge it as the presence within our finances, within our body temples, within our mental realm, and within our emotional bodies. We remember that there is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. And that life is our life now. We breathe. We move into the space and affirm. And now we are one. We are one. And anchored in this space, I know that it fulfills itself in a practical way within our daily living, within every breath we take. For we know that the infinite is eternal within us and that it knows what to do and how to do it in every experience. Breathing right now and allowing for something far greater to expand itself in this day. We simply affirm with gratitude. And so it is.
So it is.
And
So it
So
is.
it
now
is.
it
Now it is.
is.
Now it is.
So
Amen.
Amen, amen, and ashe.
Amen. Amen. And I say,
I get a chance to look into your eyes and to see the beauty and the perfection that is alive within you, knowing that you're a blessing in the world, and we continue to evolve in that consciousness. I'm seeing these beautiful faces here in the room, just smiling in the space of joy, and I acknowledge that joy everywhere. Peace and blessings. We will see you tomorrow, YouTube audience. Thank you.